Hey, Aliana, are your lights here by chance?
Have a beard? Yeah. Oh, I can't. Oh, I couldn't tell because you had the mask. Oh, okay, never mind.
What?
Because how we met you when you were 19, you're kind of always going to be like
19-year-old?
grown up to us. He started here when he was 19.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah, we used to go to the bar down, you know, the Tempest.
So I still see the 3 dots. Is that?
Tempest down on
Oh, 6th Street?
yeah, right near 6th Street, that back alley behind the.
Oh, the Tempest, yeah. What they sell the hamburger?
Yeah, and when you like smoke inside and stuff, we would like get yours and be like, I just want a Coke.
Hey, Aliana. So I've never used these before. This thing gets screwed in here. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, this is gonna work way better.
So go ahead. Before you do the light, push in that black, those black rods, all the way back.
Okay, so that's a scan now.
Yeah, can you? Yeah. So that black circle, does it already hooked in?
Yeah, push in.
Okay. Yeah. So all you have to do now is just put that on,
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
and then Lovey, turn on the light real quick just to see if it works.
Okay.
Do I have to do anything on my end for this to work? I'm not doing anything other than having set up the stream, right? Okay. But I don't have to do anything. You're taking care of everything, right?
Yeah, I'll do that as long as we get the embed code on from YouTube and I have that info.
Because on the back end, I do see the logo that you created, Todd, but it sounds like, and I pressed the live stream to start, the button for the stream to start, but I don't think Maggie is seeing that on her end.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Is it supposed to be through the Mix YouTube channel?
You know that last time I was here.
Okay. Hey, Dylan, you want to stand over here and let's check you out.
Okay.
Light-wise.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you get that way?
Yeah, I'll do this.
Okay.
shot, see what that looks like.
So this little.
Oh, yeah.
Have you stand, and you might have to stand up here. I think that's better. All right, we're getting close. I need to get the vMix line for that computer though.
Oh, yeah, I can call him and pull it up.
Jessica, are the lights working?
They are, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so.
It hope better before.
The first rehearsal always takes a while.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Did I send you a calendar invite or?
Do you have Chrome? Okay, this one.
Oh, here it is. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And or should we try to come up here and see how it goes looking at it?
So. Four. 1, 5. Well, we don't have the microphone.
Oh,
Whoa. That's strange.
I don't think we're in the um right channel. This link, Sue?
Hold on, let me screenshot it.
Because I think this is the link that we have right now.
Yeah,
Someone just under the username Mix use this URL, the artmp.youtube.com,
yeah.
and they just made that the name of the stream.
But that's when I set up the live stream from our account, that's the live stream URL that pops up. What does that
Okay, but there should be also, let me go check the public account.
mean? Okay.
Did you make it public by any chance?
Yeah, it's public.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the YouTube account because the other URL, the one that ends with SMG
Yeah.
doesn't work. Videos. Oh wait, stream and this stuff.
I'm gonna show you what the backend looks like, Aliana, on Teams, okay? I'm sending you,
Sure. Yeah.
because I don't know how to send it here. Yeah,
Okay, are you showing it?
I sent it to you on Teams. Oh, you want me to show
Oh,
you?
I thought you were gonna do I thought you were gonna do the share screen.
Oh, we could do that. I just sent you the screenshot on Teams.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Okay, let me hang up.
Okay.
Yeah, the screenshot hasn't sent to me yet. Maybe the Wi-Fi is off.
I think it just went. Sorry about that. You see it?
Oh, are you in YouTube Studio?
Yeah.
Okay, let me check.
Hey, Del, I'm gonna have you talk, okay? I'm gonna have you say something. Hey, Del, can you say something? Can you guys hear Del?
No.
No.
No, okay.
It used to be.
I think it's on. I don't think there's an on button.
I think that's the on button right there, isn't it?
No, it's just a volume.
Oh, yeah,
No,
okay.
no, no, he's not.
Where's this microphone, right?
Yeah.
Settings. Touch, touch, touch. Device.
Is that link working? The one that I just sent? Can you see that?
Test, test, test.
Yes.
Are we good?
Yeah, I see it. That's the right link.
All right, good.
The lighting on the bed light is gonna be dark.
Yeah,
So it might be better with that.
yeah, we'll depend more on these lights than anything.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that.
Okay, we got our mic working.
I might move this. This tabletop scares me. Let's see what my options are here.
Single sided, sorry.
Oh, that's
Davis
good.
one, yeah. Do you want one of those here for notes or?
Let's do this.
See, this is why I thought you had a beard, because it was dark.
I do have a beard.
No, but like a beard like that. That was
Like
your beard.
like a beard?
Yeah, like what you have on with your mask.
Oh no, God no.
Gotta love the makeshift.
There you
You guys hear me? Testing? 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 Yes, yes. There's a volume knob on the microphone as well. So let me know if it's too soft or too loud. I can adjust that accordingly. It's a small little knob.
You have a really high reverb.
How about now? Better? Worse? Test, test. 1, 2, 3. I cannot hear Senor with the headset.
Give us a thumbs up.
Okay. Yeah, here. Yep. Yep. Oh, clear.
Sorry, we have a little construction in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scheduled that for today.
Okay.
All the above.
Okay, so we're running out of time because I know Dell has a hard stop at what time?
4.
At 4. Okay. So we're gonna skip the pre-show for now. Or we can maybe play the last 10 seconds so that Dell, or let's do the last 15 seconds so that Dell can see the pre-show end, and then we're gonna cut to Dell to do the welcome. Got it? Okay. All right, come on over here. And I think you want to stand like over here.
Okay.
Just give us a countdown, Todd, when you're ready.
Hey, you want to send me?
Okay, we're gonna start.
Company down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Wow, what a wonderful video that was. What a great introduction to our evening here. I want to welcome everyone for being here tonight. This is such a special day for us. I'm Dale Seymour. I will be your host tonight. Who I am, I'm a board member. Even more than that, I've been a client of Source for over 25 years. And I'm a community person. I'm involved in a lot of things in the community, dealing with homelessness, veterans and non-veterans. So I'm proud to be here to represent Source today. We're here tonight for one reason. We're here to honor our veterans. We're here to honor people that was asked to do a duty, a challenging duty, a risky duty, and we did it. So I'm here to honor our folks who will come home. You know, this is a crazy, crazy year, as we all know. We'll always call this the COVID year. And all through the COVID crisis, our service has not remained the same. It got better, it got increased. We have more need, more services, more veterans in trouble, more veterans in crisis. So our staff has never stood down. You know, we got a term in the defense industry called stand down. It means when you bag up and take a break, we down. We stood up, if that's the term. If not, I'll invent it right here tonight. We stood up during the pandemic. Our staff been on the front lines every day. So tonight, we're gonna honor them, especially. They could have been at home with their families. They could have been on vacation. They could have been doing anything, but yet they're here day to day dealing with our vets who don't have no place to go, who can't go on vacation, can't go home to their families. So we make the best of what we are. We got extraordinary folks out on our front lines, and that's what we're doing. You know, typically we gather at one of those fancy hotels downtown, and we get together and we raise like $500,000, $500,000. But you know, given the times and the strains of business of people, this 2020 COVID year, we're not gonna set our goal that high. What we need to do tonight, we need to raise $275,000 to help us continue to weather this crisis, weather this storm, weather whatever you want to call it, because it ain't stopping. But our needs of our vets, that's not stopping either. So we got to really gear up and do some special fundraising this year. You know, we've already raised $200,000 towards that $275,000 goal. And right now, I want to thank all the generous sponsors and the donors, especially our top sponsors like Morrison and Forrester, who have stood by our sides for many, many years. They've been around a long time. And also the John and Tina Kecker, and I think he's here tonight, Cooley, Latham, and Watkins, Sir Frey Shaw, Kirkland and Ellis, Facebook, and Chevron. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't contributed yet, if you are a guest of a corporate sponsor, or if you have more to give, please help us cross that finish line tonight. We want to be a champion. We want to bring swords across that line tonight. To donate tonight, it's very easy, and even I can do this. Just text the word V as in Victor, D as in David, D as in David, 2020. And you'll text that to a number 50155, and you'll see it on your screen, 50155. You can play it, you know what, you can pledge your gift anytime during this evening. We'll be monitoring the gifts throughout the night and hope that you're gonna help us get our goal. You know, I'm pleased to announce that we have a generous grant from the RHE Charitable Foundation. They're gonna match $10,000. I'm gonna check back a little later in the program to see if we have any generous donors who can pledge that $10,000 tonight. And let's do this tonight. Let's make that match. Thank you, RHE Foundation, and Jennifer Sauce, our dear friend. At this time, I got the pleasure and honor. We just said this is our 24th dinner. Here's a man who's been here more than those 24 years. He's never missed a veterans dinner. I think it's for the food. He comes every year and eats well. So at this time, I'm gonna introduce our CEO, our ED, and my very good friend, Michael Blecker.
She's a person who's deeply compassionate, extremely hardworking, unwavering in her capabilities. Her leadership and dedication have made Swords strong, especially during this crisis. She continues to work hard and make sure we are resilient. Please welcome Tramicia Carter.
No, he's not. He messed up and he didn't do it. So we're gonna have to just go back to Dell.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I'll think, wait a minute. Okay, let me get back.
Did you hear that?
Okay.
So what?
Michael messed up. He didn't introduce Carol and Craig, so you'll have to do it.
Okay.
I did add that in. I just found out before I put it out to the city.
Oh.
Okay, I don't have that whole name.
Yeah,
I know, I'll take care of it. Script, Carol Wilder, Craig.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just go to the end after they're done.
No, just say, and this is Craig and Carol, just say that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and this is Craig and Carol.
Thank you, Michael, for that great introduction,
If we
and
can.
hi to everybody out there. Wish we were together, but next year.
Oh, you okay, okay.
As many of you know, I first got involved with Swords to Plowshares. A great bumper sticker. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much, Craig, and I hope we get to chat.
That sounds all right. I mean, he came over before.
Plowshares for having me as part of their community.
Hey, it's all very much my pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I want to thank you, Craig, and thank you, Carol. You know, we're so lucky to have members of the advisory board like yourselves who are so deeply committed and involved and been doing it for years. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am thrilled to announce that we received a match to that RHE Charitable Foundation 10,000 grant that I was talking about from the very generous Kay and Sandy Walker, who have been tremendous supporters over the years. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Sandy. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Tremesia Garner, our newly appointed Chief Operating Officer. Now she is the #2 executive at Source, and I'm just so proud to be able to introduce her. You know, she's at all our housing sites. She is so mobile. She's around all of our properties. She does so much. And you know how the nation calls Mother Teresa, Mother Teresa? All our vets at our housing sites call Teresa, Mother Teresa. That's who she is to them. She has such a dearing relationship with our vets, knows them all by name, knows where every one of them is, where they're going through. So it's just a wonderful pleasure. And this will be our first year in a new position to introduce my very, very long time good friend, Tremesia Garner.
Hey Todd, can we play the full video
welcome again to our
of
annual
Tremesia?
Veterans Day dinner. While we do wish that we could be with you all in person, exchanging laughs and hugs, we're so excited to be able to connect with you tonight, even though we're in a virtual environment. And we hope that you've enjoyed your time so far and that you'll continue to do so throughout the program. My name is Tremesia Garner, and I am the new Chief Operating Officer here at Swords to Plowshares. While I may be new to this role, I am definitely not new to the work. I have been working at Swords for 10 years and started actually at one of our transitional housing programs as a counselor. Others tonight are going to talk with you about the great work that the agency is doing, but I thought I'd spend just a little time talking about why this work means so much to me. My journey to this work was a winding one. I actually had absolutely no interest in veteran services and thought I would be working with women who were survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence. That all changed, however, the day that my father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. My father-in-law was actually a San Francisco native, born and raised in the Bayview Hunters Point. He was drafted to Vietnam like so many others at that time. He came home once his tour was over, started a family, worked, and did what most people do. He went about living his life. Years later, one of his children, my husband, joined the Army and was later deployed to Kuwait in 2003. This was the first time I saw my father-in-law both scared and proud at the same time. He knew what it meant to go to war and what that could mean when my husband came back home. My husband returned from his time in Kuwait. He got the chance to get to know the daughter that he left when she was only a month old, and we all went on with the day-to-day of living. A few years later, I learned about non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That was the cancer that plagued my father-in-law, and it was due to his time in Vietnam and being exposed to Agent Orange. In less than a year, my father-in-law would be in the VA hospital in Atlanta, living out the last days of his life. He let us know that he would not die until he was informed that his 100% VA service connection was approved. We were trying to figure out why that was his concern, especially at that time. But I know now why that was so important to him. He knew that those benefits would pay for his burial, ensure that his wife received a check every month as a widow, and that she would have access to health care for the rest of her life. It was at that time that I chose to do this work. If my father-in-law knew of a place like Swords to Plowshares, he could have had a chance to connect to other veterans with stories like his. He could have gotten access to VA benefits earlier in life, and maybe, just maybe, had a chance to live a little longer and get to know his grandchildren, to whom he is now a memory. The work that we do here at Swords is life-changing for so many. We are here for veterans and their families, regardless of when they served, how they exited the military, what branch of service, and irrespective of how long they served. We get to know the veterans we serve, what they need, and how we can make life just a little better, connecting them to services and care that is not only deserved, but that they have worked for and earned. We see our veterans for who they are and who they want to be. We connect with them on a human level. We respect their choices in life, and we stand with them, even when times are hard. That is who we are as an agency, led by a powerful mission that is enacted by people who carry it forward because they too believe that our veterans and their families deserve nothing less. Please join me and listening more to those on the front lines as they talk about their work on behalf of the many sword staff that are caring for veterans day in and day out during a pandemic, and as we are all here tonight celebrating together. We hope you enjoy the rest of the evening and are looking forward to the continued partnerships that make this work possible. Take care and have a great evening, everyone.
These veterans who come through our doors and who have been coming through our doors since 1974, they come from all walks of life. They all have different stories. I'm often asked the question by my fellow friends, why? Why are there so many homeless veterans? How do they become homeless? And many people have assumptions as to how that happens. But what I can tell you is that over the past several months, those stressors that they had before COVID-19 has increased on levels that is so hard to just fathom. Before COVID-19, we were offering a number of different services where they can come in through our doors, sit down in our drop-in, stand down and just relax. Sometimes watch TV, drink some coffee, have a conversation with their case manager, get connected to employment training, have an appointment with a lawyer, or talk to someone just like myself, do an intake, or get referred internally or externally. When COVID-19, that came to complete standstill.
You know, it really changed things almost overnight. You know, I mean, fortunately, we work for an organization that's willing to meet the needs of the veterans, but at the end of the day, these guys were scared. A lot of people were scared, and nobody knew how contagious this was. You know, I would be lying to you if I told you that when I drove home each night, I didn't bathe myself in alcohol. It was that fearful, and not only fearful for me, but fearful for my family.
It was really a time for me to step up. I'm a social worker by training. All the social workers had to step up during this time. But also it was a lot more personal for me because I feel like these are my brothers and sisters. These are people that I served alongside no matter what era. It was important that I could step up and kind of bring together what was missing from people's lives and make sure that there was a continuation of services.
Even though there was a pandemic, we still had a job to do.
One of the big things that we did, and what has led to what we're doing today, is having these individuals come in weekly and volunteer their time to help fill these bags for our veterans who are located at various hotels and shelters and temporary housing throughout the city.
We took what was basically a pilot program and recreated this within 93 days to where it's at today. You know what I mean? We're providing meals for these veterans in emergency housing. You know, we're providing haircuts for these veterans in emergency housing. We're providing clothing for these veterans in emergency housing, not to mention the mobile case management and SSPF support. So much is manifested from pre-COVID to where we are today.
It's pretty incredible that this organization has the capacity and adaptability to take somebody from homelessness to transitional housing to permanent housing, all during shelter in place, all while there's some high medical and mental health needs. We're able to meet those needs.
And because of COVID-19, helping them became so difficult. And I'm just really proud of how this organization has done its best to adjust our mission to what we do regarding helping our veteran clients in the Bay Area.
I can only say that I'm truly proud of the staff, and I'm truly proud of the veterans, and I'm truly proud of this organization for stepping up and doing the right thing to get these veterans off the streets during this pandemic.
So, there's a term we use in the military called gear up. And you have to be a veteran or someone that's in the service to understand the importance and the urgency of those two words. Gear up means it's getting ready to come. Something, them, they, or whatever, is getting ready to hit us. And that's what we had to do when we first got aware of the seriousness of COVID. We geared up at Swords. And the only way we could gear up is with this wonderful staff we had that didn't question it. They were concerned about their hours. They weren't concerned about cross-infection. They was concerned about how can we continue serving these folks who are coming through our front door. If any of you all on this call have ever had the chance to sit in one of our lobbies and see those folks come in, men and women, who are tore up from the floor up, in bad. I remember 28 years ago when I walked through that front door on Howard Street. Tore up, man, I was tore up. I was tore up. I was like a pair of shoes that got run over by a streetcar. And Swords took that shoe and worked it and worked it and worked it and worked it and made that a brand new pair of shoes. That's what we do here at Swords. But we need your help to continue it. You know, we can't do it out of the air. You know, it's not smoke and mirrors. It's actually resources. And that's what I'm asking you all tonight for, resources. Let's make that bridge to get this to raise money for Swords tonight. Let me take a minute to announce our first raffle winner tonight. And the winner is, congratulations, congratulations. Wow, we also have a $5,000 pledge from our longtime supporters, Steve and Faye Sidney. Steve is a former board member and Vietnam veteran. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Faye. Now we're looking for a generous donor tonight to match their $5,000 gift. Someone come and let's match that gift. Let's do this right away. This is Veterans Day. Let's do this. Let's do this. Remember, you can pledge your gift by texting Victor David 2020. You'll never forget 2020. No one in the world will ever forget 2020. Victor David 2020 and text it to 50155. If you and your family have been largely unscathed by this crisis, I'm asking you especially to give generously. Please give generously. Again, you can donate on the website at any time by texting Victor David 2020 to 50155. Now I'm really pleased to introduce John Kecker. John sits on the Swords Advisory Board, been here for can't count the many years he's been around. John is a combat Vietnam veteran himself, been a big supporter for many years. He's a founder of the law firm Kecker, Van Ness and Peters, and he's regarded as one of the top trial lawyers in the United States. So if you ever have to go to court, make sure you go to court, then make sure John Kecker is not sitting on the other side of the courtroom, because you might as well go home. Please join us tonight in welcoming John Kecker. John.
I'm John Kecker, and today I have the great honor to introduce our next speaker. I mean that in every sense of that word. I became involved with Swords about more than 20 years ago. I was a former Marine infantry platoon leader in Vietnam. I was attracted to Swords' motto that the wounds of war last far beyond the battlefield. And when I joined, Nancy Pelosi was already there. Nancy Pelosi was supporting veterans' affairs and needs in Congress. She was supporting Swords' mission in San Francisco. She was a member of the advisory board. She was a person that Michael Blecker could turn to and did for advice and help on veterans issues, both national and international. She is a stalwart for veterans. She's the kind of person you would want in your corner, on your side, in a tough fight, whether it's combat or otherwise. I am very proud to call her my friend. Please welcome the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi.
Good evening. It is a privilege to send virtual Veterans Day greetings to the extraordinary leaders and advocates of Swords to Plowshares. Thank you, Michael Blecker, for your decades of tireless service. Your compassion and expertise have been a blessing to your fellow veterans and to the entire nation. As a proud, long-time advisory board member, I've seen firsthand how Swords to Plowshare has empowered our veterans and their families and given them the tools they need to thrive. I want to mention my friend John Kecker here because he has been a major supporter of Swords to Plowshare. We share our admiration for the work you do, Michael. Your work is more vital than ever as we confront the ongoing pandemic, which has infected tens of thousands of veterans and VA workers and killed thousands in the veterans community. The veterans of Swords to Plowshare have been on the front lines, bringing hope to our community, and ensuring our veterans stay safe and healthy. And it is my great privilege on behalf of the House to join you in honoring these heroes with this year's Profiles in Courage Award. House Democrats are proud to stand as your partners throughout this crisis to secure billions in funding and fighting for targeted resources to support the VA and care for our veterans throughout this challenging time and beyond. We're also proud to have passed legislation to combat veteran suicide and sexual assault, protect health care, expand services to minority and Native American veterans, and ensure equal opportunity for women veterans. House Democrats are committed to honoring our fundamental promise that just as the military leaves no one behind on the battlefield, when they come home, we leave no veteran behind. As we mark this Veterans Day, I recall a veteran I met on Codell last year marking the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. This man in his 90s spoke eloquently of the Band of Brothers and the horrors of war. And he said, I just want to tell you one thing, pray for peace. Together, we can continue to advance progress to achieve peace. Peace for our veterans struggling with the hidden wounds of war, peace for our communities ravaged by the coronavirus, and a more peaceful future for our children and the world. And let me acknowledge the families of the veterans who have been such a support to them, our hidden heroes. I do this work with Libby Dole, who are our hidden heroes as well. So to the families, we are deeply in your debt as well. So on behalf of the U.S. Congress, thank you, Swords to Plowshares, for all that you do to honor the service and the sacrifice of our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Pelosi. Besides being one of the most powerful people in the world, Madam Pelosi is also a community member. On Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, you know where you'll find her and her family? In the Tenderloin, at Glide, at St. Anthony's. She doesn't bring the press. She don't bring reporters. She brings her friends, her kids, and her grandkids, and her husband. And they serve like they're just people, because you know what? It's people. She'll tell you that herself. She's been a wonderful reference in Washington and all over the world. So, Madam Pelosi, my hand is out to you, ma'am, for what you've done for veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Next, let's talk about Profiles of Courage. Profiles of Courage is a Swords to Plowshares honor for people that have overcome adversity, struggles, challenges, barriers, and gone on to do maybe successful things in their life, got back on the plateaus where maybe they fell out or was forced out years ago. So it's been an honor that we've been doing for many, many years. In fact, I was honored to be invited to represent the Profiles of Courage, I think in 2014. And I still feel the honor from serving as that year. So next we're gonna hear from Bila Mustafa, one of our staff members, one of many, who's been working on the front lines. And he's got some very endearing words to speak to you all today. Bilal has been spreading joy and connecting with veterans who are isolated and vulnerable during this time. You know, this is a special time when, you know, the social network is kind of brought in real close. First of all, most of our vets in our housing units don't really have a social network. It's the guy next door or the lady next door. We don't have a big social. A lot of us in recovery, we don't go to bars and things like that. So mainly what our staff does, we reach out, and our staff becomes your social network. Our staff becomes your cousin. Our staff becomes your brother. Our staff becomes your best friend. So this is one example. Bilal, come on up. Thank you.
I'm John Kecker, and today I have the great honor to introduce our next speaker. I mean that in every sense of that word. I became involved with Swords
we have the right
about
video for this
more
one.
than 20 years ago. I was a former Marine infantry platoon leader in Vietnam. I was attracted to Swords' motto that the wounds of war last far beyond the battlefield.
Well, that's fine. We can use this for now.
And when I joined, Nancy Pelosi was already there. Nancy Pelosi was
Yeah, that's the one.
supporting veterans' affairs and needs in Congress.
Before COVID hit, we did
Perfect.
activities like fishing.
So when Dale
bowling,
comes on
miniature golf,
live next,
you know, just a lot of
can
fun things
you,
to bring
when he talks
not
about
only
Faye
individual
and
joy
Steve
to a
Orton
vet, but
Snyder,
collective joy as well. So
that's
they
when
can
we're gonna
see one
cut to
another. When the
thermometer.
alarm for
There's a
COVID-19
link
hit,
to the
an
thermometer in
alarm
the
went off
chat
in
in
me
Zoom.
to say I have to do more, I have to
Okay.
give more, I have to be present more. So I had to have the first concern of safety, not only for myself, but also for the vet, because they're elderly, they may have a lot of underlying conditions. But my biggest concern was losing the community, losing the togetherness, losing the family,
And no one can hear us
losing
on
the
the YouTube feed,
vet-to-vet
right?
interaction. I wasn't
Okay.
going to give up until I figured out a way to connect
Now.
and give these vets a personal community experience, even if it just had to come through me. So I was sitting back and I was like, I know people like ice cream, right? I like ice cream. And if I can just use that, you know, I'm pretty sure they're older men, so they haven't had the ice cream truck come to them. And so I went and got these bars of ice cream, and I said, I'm hitting the road. And I had my mask. I'm going to knock on door to door. I'm going to play the ice cream music on my cell phone, and I'm going to give the vets an experience, right? And so that's what I did. And that was the segue for me in doing a wellness check, having an exchange, and recapturing some of the energy that we had lost, you know, because of COVID-19. There's a personal connection here, right? So it may get a little sensitive here. So my dad, 27-year-old vet, he passed away. And a part of it was me being in California and my father being in New Orleans, and I was not able to be there with him because I started a family here. And so thankfully that my brothers and sisters and his mom, my grandmother, they were all there to take care of him. So it was no worry that he wasn't going to be taken care of. It was just my own personal connection with him being a veteran, going through dementia, and all the things that you know, vets with PTSD, they experience. And so that was my motivation. That was my intent, was to not allow these vets.
Hey, Todd, I think you should bring in Colleen
isolated
with Dell
and
at the very
deteriorate.
start of the
Yeah.
end of the video.
And that's a war in itself. I mean, at least on the battlefield, you have platoons and you have crews and you have someone in your foxhole. And so I feel like it's my responsibility. It's a duty as a human being, as a vet, you know, as an American, you know, to care for these vets.
So, you know, that was so inspiring. It's amazing how many members of our staff have veterans connections to their family, their dad, their mom, their uncle, their granddad. It's just amazing the number of vets that are really around. And our staff is so committed to their work. You know, this work ain't easy. You know, after dealing with the third vet in the morning and hearing such most tragic, troublesome stories from their heart that you listen to and you align with that because some of that you've been through yourself. And after that, a typical social worker or frontline worker will be completely burnt out, gotta go home, gotta lay down. We hang with it. And I've seen these guys, I've sat in that lobby and watched our front staff deal with vet after vet after vet with some of the most challenging difficulties, and they're able to still handle them. They're able to still mediate their problems and work through the maze, work through the spider webs. Because you know, people come to our front door. They're in the worst situation they've ever been in their life. Sometimes in the worst condition than when they were in combat. Because in these combat, you got a unit around you. Out on our streets, you're out there by yourself. Don't nobody care if you're a veteran. They'll step on you like they'll step on a bug. So it's amazing that they can come here and get what we call our sanctuary. A few minutes off the street, an hour off the street, some talk from a fellow vet or the staff that can align with the vet. So it's amazing work that these folks do. And that's why, again, we're asking for your help
Well,
tonight.
next time we'll bring Colleen in later. I didn't realize that there was an inch over her deeper.
You know, we're so excited that we have a donor that has matched the gift that I just told you about from Steve and Faye Snyder. Thank you, Marcy Vu and Michael Theo, for your generous. That was a $5,000 donation. No, this is in addition to their $5,000 sponsorship. So we're in to them big time. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Now I want to welcome Colleen Marek, and I can never pronounce her last name. And I've been doing it 15 years probably. Our developmental director to join me as we work towards hitting our fundraising goal. She will remind folks how to give and provide some updates on the new donation.
Thank you, Joe. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for being here. Sorry, I don't see the thermometer. I don't know. Folks, just as a reminder, I know Dell's told you throughout the evening, but we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to pledge tonight. That's what these annual fundraisers are all about. You can text VDD2020 to 50155, or you can give right on our website at any time. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight. We're really pleased to let you know that we've raised $205,000 towards our goal tonight. I'm making that up. But as Dell will talk you through, we really need to cross that finish line. First, I want to give a couple shout outs to Maggie Finnegan, who donated $500. Thank you so much, Maggie. And Dell can tell you a little bit more about where your dollars go.
Let's cross the line and hit that $275,000. Because as soon as we get that goal, you all can go home. Oh, wait a minute, you're already at home. Okay, we hit that goal, then you can go out. You know, we need to really help. We need to really help our community. Do we have any pledges for $2,500? Do you know what $2,500 will do? That's a month of housing for a homeless vet. A month where a man or a woman can lay in their own bed, where they can use their own bathroom, where they can watch their own TV, where they can just sit there and hum to themselves, where they can write a poem, where they can do all the things that everyone on this call do just naturally. That means a lot. $2,500 in these times is like an oil change in a Mercedes. So it's not that much money, but it's a heck of a lot of money to a person who's living in a tent down on Ellis Street. And there are a bunch of our folks living in a tent down on Ellis Street. So come on, let's gear up. Remember that word I said? Let's gear up right now. But first, let me announce our second raffle winner of the night. I want to thank Rick Holberg, $1,500. David Moran, $1,000.
Yeah. I'll do the raffles and the thank yous. Yeah.
Oh, that's you. Right, that's you. Okay. Gotcha.
Folks, let's take a quick break while we get some of those pledges coming in and announce our second raffle winner for the night. It is Sue Kim. Yay, Sue. You get a gift certificate to Michael Mina. I hope you enjoy that. Okay. Dell, look at the thermometer. It looks like, I don't see the thermometer, by the way.
Yeah.
It looks like we have $1,500 from Rick, or Rick, you know, has.
Sorry,
No problem. Rick, go ahead. Okay. Rick's been a board member for many, many years. Thank you, Rick. We also have a generous gift from David Maragni, one of our newer board members, and Dean Keene, our board chair. Thank you so much for your generous gift. And Dell can tell you a little bit more about where that $1,500, like Rick Halberg's gift, can get us, which we don't have. Oh yeah, we do have that.
You know, Source of Plowshares, they traditionally are of funds. I mean, we stretch and stretch, we stretch that dollar, man. We stretch that dollar as much as we can. $1,000 will provide X amount of sleeping bags. We can get cases of water. You know, there's no water in the Tenderloin. There's no water. When you sleep on the streets, ain't no water fountain on the corner. You know, and we need water. Our folks need water just like anybody else. So just having a case of water in your tent means a lot. You know how many? We can get a truckload of water for $1,000. We got hookups there. We can get a lot of water. We can really stretch your money. When you give tonight, you're making a direct, you can get in your car and drive through the Tenderloin, drive through South of Market, and you can see where your money's going. This ain't something that we're saying we're going to help Detroit or Cleveland. We're helping right here where you live, right in your community. And you can come out and see it. There are veterans sleeping on the street tonight, man.
Thank you, Del.
It's cold tonight. Will you help us? Will you help them? Can you help deliver these services with $1,000 or $500 donation?
Todd, are you able to do a split screen with the thermometer? So it's not just going back and forth between Colleen and it, but it can stay on the side when she's talking about it. Thank you.
Del, thank you for those words. Keeping money in this community is really important. And there's so many wonderful veteran service organizations out there, but Swords really is the real deal. And we will put your dollars to work. I'm really pleased to announce that we have a gift from Bob, $500, which will get us that PPE we need. We have a gift for $250 from Sue. And the gifts just keep coming in. Let's take another second to announce our third raffle winner tonight. We have a great restaurant gift certificate. We're really trying to support those local businesses that have been struggling, restaurants being one of them. So that's why we're keeping it local and supporting that business. So we've got another gift certificate to Tartine for $100, and the winner is Maggie Finnegan. Yay, Maggie, congratulations. We'll get that out to you. And if you folks can take a second to look at our fundraising thermometer, you'll see that we're now at $206,000 towards our goal. So we're really getting close to crossing that finish line, and we really appreciate you staying with us tonight. We'll continue to call out your donations as they come in. I see already we have $1,000 from Eric Edwards. Thank you, Eric. We really appreciate that. And Del, you want to tell us a little bit more about what it means to you being on the board and being a former client, how some of these donations could have helped you?
You know, again, when I mentioned that I walked through this door 28 years ago, a broken down soldier, broken down person, broken down father, broken down brother, broken down son, just a broke down person. And through all the resources at Swords, and I used every resource that was available, through some amazing people that were here, Dave Lopez, who's moved on to it, I think he retired, and a lot of people that aren't here no more. Leon Winston was a great role model for me. I mean, what Swords was to me, they were role models, because although I was out in the street doing all kind of crazy stuff, when I walked in here, I had peers. I had people I could not let down. I had people I was embarrassed to be a broken person around, because I would tell one of the counselors my story, and they said, "Oh, I got a story better than yours." And I would find out they came in years before me more torn up. So no matter what I was doing, how many times I fell off, I always gravitated back here, because I knew these were my brothers and sisters that actually cared about me. I wasn't just a number to get funding from the government. I was someone that they cared about. Specifically, they would see me on the street. "How you doing, brother?" They wouldn't ask me about my sobriety or anything, because they knew. But they would say, "Just, man, how you doing? What do you need? Come see me tomorrow." And it was just that love, never beat me down. And I should have been beat down bad, the way I was living my life. They never beat me down. All they beat me down was encouragement. "Come on, soldier, get up. Get up out that ground, soldier. Get up out that ground, soldier." And that's what we do every day on these streets. Can you help us do it? I'm not asking you to come out there with us, because our streets are a little cray-cray every once in a while. But help us do it. We don't mind going out. I mean, I spend my time nowadays talking to the staff at Swords. We're working on, I run into a veteran, I call and get them hooked up. Did it this morning. I got people I find that are ready for employment. I work through Swords HR to get them employed. So I work with the staff every day. I'm not just just on the board of directors. I'm actually part of Swords. So can you be part of Swords tonight? By making a pledge, making a donation? We're looking for closure on this tonight. It's cold, it's rainy, the holidays are here. We don't know what crazy ass COVID is gonna do from month to month. We need your help tonight.
Thank
And
you,
look at the
Del. Yeah.
boy, it's heating up in here. There you go.
Swords really is all about restoring dignity, and it's a wonderful place to work. Do you know that today is my 12th anniversary at Swords to Plowshares? Well, I wanted to remind everybody that you can also submit a company match if your company provides matching contributions, and it's right there on our website, and you can look in the drop down for your company. It'll double the impact of your gift, and that match will go on our thermometer and show its impact for all of our guests joining us tonight online. I hope you'll take a minute to check that out. Several of our sponsors are matching gifts tonight, or companies that do matching gifts tonight that are here with us. We've got PG&E, Morrison & Forster, Chevron, LinkedIn, Kaiser, Comcast, and Abbott Laboratories, just to name a few of those who are online with us tonight who actually do have corporate matches. So I hope you'll take a minute to do a pledge and to select that for us. The Chevron team, I got a shout out to you. You folks have been amazing, with so many folks registering for our peer-to-peer fundraising and getting those dollars matched and in to support us. We really appreciate it. Now it's time for our fourth raffle of the night, and that raffle goes to Aliana Feliciano. Congratulations to Aliana. You get a $100 gift certificate to Blah 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 Restaurant. I want to thank Susan and Jim Penrod. You can see on the ticker here that they've given us $500. Thank you so much. And they've been coming to many of our in-person dinners, so we're sorry to miss you this year. Michael Job, who's been friends with Michael and Carol Blecker for many years, thank you for your $500. We miss you as well. And Bill Drypolcher, a Vietnam veteran and an advisory board member, very generous grant of $25,000 for our COVID response, but tonight he's pledging an additional $500 on top of that. So thank you so much, Bill and Trudy. And thank you to Mike and Sue Brandy for your $500. Tactics, but they have, I don't know what that says. And thanks to Michael and Carol Blecker, our executive director, and his wife Carol. They are sponsored tonight, but also gave an extra $500. So thanks so much. And I have to give a shout out to Ron Perez, who's been with Swords. He argues longer than Michael Blecker's 44 years, but I'm not so sure, Ron. Thank you for your $100 donation. He's out there in the San Bruno jail working with veterans who are incarcerated, getting them set up for success after. And what a great guy for also donating. Thank you so much. And Natasha Hoover, our program manager over at Veterans Commons, one of our permanent supportive housing sites with 75 formerly homeless vets. Thank you for your donation, Natasha. I'll see you soon. Del, how are we looking here on our thermometer? Let's see. We're at 200. Hear you.
Go ahead.
There we go. Okay. Del, it looks like we're doing pretty good on the thermometer. We're $10,000 shy of our goal. So I think soon enough, we're going to be able to let folks go and enjoy the rest of their evening. Maybe turn on some Netflix and stop looking at your mug. What do you think?
Yes, exactly. I know you guys and ladies are tired of looking at me. So let's get those last little donations in. I myself, I run a nonprofit for the homeless. It's called Code Tenderloin. They don't know it yet, but we just pledged $500 from Code Tenderloin towards this effort. I also will pledge $200 myself. I can do without that oil change. I think oil changes are overrated anyway. So I'll pledge $200. Anyone can match that, please. Let's do it right now so everybody can go home or go out or whatever they're doing. And while you're doing that, while you're writing those checks and signing those credit cards, let me tell you what a pleasure it was to be here. We were so confused about whether we could do this year. We cannot have a Veterans Day without honoring the veterans and speaking in their behalf, speaking up for them. And this is one of the unusual years we're actually having our event on Veterans Day. You know, we're having a special lunch and celebration for our homeless veterans, and it'll be more of an in-person event. It won't be a sit-down dinner, but we're roasting some lovely turkeys and ham on December the 15th in the Tenderloin, at the home of Code Tenderloin, which we do. This will be our 3rd or 4th year. So keep in mind, some of your funding will be used for that, although we have some wonderful corporate donors that do that. So we just want to let you know, we will be reaching in person every homeless vet that we can connect with this season. Although we're COVID and we're being very cautious, we will not forget about our veterans on the street. We'll give them a backpack, hygiene equipment, all of that. And every homeless vet in the Bay Area or even where they can get to is welcome. We do it every year. So keep that in mind. Some of the many things, I could be in here for another hour saying all the stuff that SOARS does. You know, we're in San Francisco, we're in Oakland, we'll be moving to even a nicer location in Oakland real soon. So we're not gonna let any soldier or veteran be without assistance from us. And with that, I'm gonna close tonight. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight. Hope you and your family have a lovely holiday. Thanksgiving is coming up soon. Stay safe, stay masked up. God bless.
Great, thank you. Okay. Well, for a first run through, that wasn't horrible.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, Colleen and I will work on some of the
Back and forth.
some of the struggles, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you at all.
Oh.
Like, I could only hear you through the window. And yeah, I think I need to flesh out that script better so that it's
turn this
clear,
up a
like
little
when
bit.
to go back and forth, but it
Yeah,
might
just,
be,
we didn't talk about, or maybe we did, but it went over.
that's
The
some of
profile
that
of
stuff.
courage, we didn't talk about.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What was I supposed to do?
Introducing the video?
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
So yeah, I'm just a little confused. He is the winner this year. Is that?
There's no,
yes, I mean,
like, there's no profile, so I
Okay,
made
so
notes when you were talking, because I saw that was.
So what should I say? Well, you didn't
yeah.
hear what I said, I guess, so.
I did. I was standing.
Oh, you heard
there.
that part?
Yeah, I just, once
Okay.
I had to go
I
over
mean, is
there.
that adequate or what?
I think that I'm going to change it so that you're saying something like, you know, typically profiled, we honor you veterans every year for overcoming, you know.
Colleen, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Todd? Oh, that's so weird. Okay, they're working out their
Overcoming struggles as we've gone through this. Our staff have been.
That's so strange. Okay, so we are gonna have to definitely figure out when to bring Colleen into the shot, into the screen with Dell, and when to take her off and bring her back on, because I feel like there are moments when Dell just has lots of stuff to say that it's awkward for Colleen to be just kind of sitting there. You know what I mean? Not saying anything. Okay. Great. Okay, and then also when we're gonna bring the thermometer in, and when we bring the thermometer in, is there any way to keep them on screen, like on the side, or does it take over full screen? Because it's kind of hard to read those names. Can you guys read the names? when the thermometer is up, and I'm talking to Sue and Maggie, and I don't know if Aliana's on, but can you read those names on the screen?
No, and it goes back and forth too long. I mean, you might as well not have it if it's gonna suck up and down, so you can't read anything.
You can't read it.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't on the screen long enough, I think. It would just come on and go off, and then you can't really like realize what you're saying.
Yeah, the names and the
And
words are not legible.
yeah.
They're not legible?
No.
Right. Because I'm wondering if it makes sense to not even bring it up then.
Yeah.
Because it's more distracting than it is helpful. If you can't.
The top portion of the thermometer where the numbers are with the actual, thermometer sign, that's fine. But the names that follow, 2/3 of that screen, I cannot read from my laptop.
Yeah.
And if people are joining in with their phone, they're definitely not going to see it. And
Well, here, I'll just take it off.
You can take off the names?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can take off the names. I can move the mobile activity to the side so it's showing, or take it off completely.
okay. Do you want to come on? Yeah, and I'll just stay over here. Okay. Pauline's come on, back up.
whoa.
Okay.
I also wondered if we should do not 5 raffles, maybe make the raffles like 3 raffles. Yeah.
I think 3 is good. Yeah, 5 felt like a lot.
Yeah, that was too long, too much going back and forth. Yeah, we can do a $100 raffle, $200 raffle, and then $300 raffle at the end or something like that. Or they could all be $100. But yeah, 5 felt too much.
Okay.
Yeah, it felt too much to me too.
Yeah.
So Colleen, when you were wrapping up with Dell, one of the things we wanted to script out, and Todd agreed, is that we need to figure out when, we need to script it out better when you and he are together so that we know when to bring you on and when to pull you off and then when to bring you back on, because there were sections when Dell was just kind of like talking a lot and it was awkward to have you on the screen without saying anything.
Yeah. I mean, I just told him, I was like, hey, you really just want to talk for like 30 seconds to a minute and then say, hey, Colleen, how are we doing? Which is fine. So we can script it out, but I also want him to just like go a little bit shorter for each back and forth.
Okay.
So I mean, some of this was a little bit new, and he'll rehearse. He'll let me update this tonight, but I can script it out more.
Okay. Great. And then I think it would be awesome if that background that Aliana put together, maybe I think we're missing like the Swords to Plowshares logo or something on that screen. Oh, okay. Okay. When I like the way this thermometer looks like that layout that you have, Todd, with Colleen on the bottom and Dell split screen beneath it.
Yeah.
That looks like.
And I just actually, if you refresh, it has a smaller layout. I'm wondering because you shouldn't have to refresh. But I mean, like when you put it up, that should be live and changing? It's just like it's on the web, right? Okay.
I think Aliana was also having a hard time embedding our video into the live page. I certainly didn't know how to do it. And I sent her the embed code, but I don't know. Aliana, can you speak? Are you on microphone?
Yeah, I'm on microphone right now. Todd, so do you guys, so for the folks that have embedded the YouTube on previous in previous events you've had, did they didn't use just the share embed that embed code, right? They had to go in, do they have to go into YouTube Studio for that? Sure, because I looked up the while this was going on, I looked up the vmix tutorial, um but we are getting the error. Let me send you the error. It says playback on other websites have been disabled by the video owner, but soon I could not find the setting or any setting that had to relate to this, so I sent it on Zoom on that text.
What is your website built on, Aliana?
Webflow.
Webflow?
Yeah.
Got it.
But this will also happen. This will also happen on when we link the video on our Facebook. So it's like an internal YouTube thing, not necessarily like a Webflow thing. Because on YouTube, on Facebook, it'll also show. Yeah, I checked that out already, Jessica. But on the day of, if we are having the same issues, then it'll also say on Facebook, playback on website has been disabled by video owner. Okay, yeah, I was looking through the YouTube Studio stuff and the setting things. So I'll keep looking through the settings to see what's wrong. But if you have anything on your end that you can send over, I did try to look at the YouTube or the, what is that called? I did try to look at the there's a vmix channel, yeah. So I'll let you know if I have any updates on that.
I think before next rehearsal, before rehearsal 2, I think we should figure this out. So if we
Can
need,
you guys
if the three of us need to meet online to get that done, we need to do that.
Sure, and then if you could set up that next URL for the next rehearsal,
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I
yeah,
haven't
so I
done the
can
second
live
rehearsal.
test it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You mean now?
Or whenever you can, whenever
Okay.
you get the chance to. I'm building up the slash live page right now. So
Okay.
whenever you